Hello, West Ham Network. It's Holly, and I'm here with your Hammers headlines for today, Wednesday, the 5th of November, run in association with KUMB.com. Now, today we have got news on another academy player set to continue their career at West Ham, a complication with getting rid of Fullkrug in January, and the route for those looking to join the Burnley protest. Let's go. West Ham Network for your first story today. West Ham are likely to activate a 12-month extension on George Earthy's contract, meaning he would officially be at the club until 2027. So this would be in addition to the 3-year contract that expires for him next June, making him one of quite a few young players that we could see continue their careers at the club, with other midfielders including, sorry, I lost all my words in my brain there for a second, including Fearon and Kante. We've got other players, obviously, including Golan Beckis, Josh Landers. So we are really bringing some of this Academy of Football through and hopefully able, like we have done with Potts now, to see them translate into Premier League careers. And it's really positive to see our young players continuing their careers at West Ham and being seen as a place where players can do this. And it obviously brings up a very interesting question with when and how do you bring these players in? Because if you'd have asked me at the start of the season, I'd have been keen for Earthy to have actually come into the first team and show what he could do. But given the importance of results, given obviously the start of the season, the pressure that comes with that, plus the fact that he's only just returning from a long injury, I'm not sure it would be perfect timing or particularly fair on him, to be honest. Because given our form so far this season, we can't rely on a player that's never played a game of Premier League football and has only gone out on loan once in an attacking midfielder role where we'd be relying on them to score goals for us to essentially stay in the league. He'd be a replacement for potentially Somerville or a Paqueta, which would be a huge job and a lot of pressure, particularly given that he's been recovering from an injury and he's been out for so long. So given all of that, personally, I think the best move for Earthy right now would be another loan move, bringing him in next season with a year left under contract with that extension and a really big opportunity to show what he can do at a time where he's positioned to thrive. So that's my thoughts. But the question I have for you is, do you see George Earthy playing a role in the first team this year, or do you think he needs to go out on loan to get some more game time? Let us know down below in the comments section. Now, up next, an update on the Fullkrug situation. Now, we heard that Fullkrug's agent had come out and said what we'd all been aware of for quite a while. The move hadn't worked out, but he wants to go in January. But today, a top source has told Clara and Hugh that the situation isn't all that simple and that Fullkrug would need to lower his wage demands if he wants to get his desired move to Germany. So obviously, this is one of the reasons that a lot of moves stall when someone isn't willing to take the pay cut, but also wants to leave. The thought process is that he wants game time so that he can get to the chance to play for Germany. But obviously, a pretty large part of his career at West Ham, not having a chance to even try to take off. The biggest issue I would say that's probably happened there is that he keeps getting injured, obviously, on international duty, which didn't even give him a chance to potentially show what he could do. So that aside, it hasn't worked out, has it? It just hasn't worked out. But it's clear to see that in summer we need a new striker rather than just relying on a Fullkrug or a Wilson. But the question is, who are we going to get that fits the profile we need in January? I think we've got a massive job on our hands there, if I'm honest, because we need to find someone that can score Premier League goals. We need to find someone that doesn't mind coming to a club in a relegation battle. So it's sometimes a little bit difficult, as well as finding someone that's obviously available. Either the club's willing to get rid of them or they want to leave where they are, which traditionally means it's not working out. And that's the crux of why the January transfer window is so difficult. But we need to make a difference in January, and this is going to be a huge part of it. The rumour today is that Spurs are ahead of us in the race for Ivan Toney, which does make sense, I suppose, given what both clubs can kind of offer at the moment. But let me know which striker you would like to see come into West Ham in January to turn things around, get us the goals. And finally, for those attending the Burnley game, the protest march has been planned, starting at 12:30 in the underground at Stratford Underground, going around to the Carpenters and then over to the director's entrance. I'm just going to pause recording for a second because the asset has not come up quite yet in the download, so that I can't put it on screen. Uno momento, por favor. We're back. So here it is. We have got the plan for the protest march. It starts at 12:30 at Stratford Underground. It goes around the Carpenters over to that director's entrance. You can see the route there, but here is a map as well to help anybody that is planning to join. Again, the message is the need for a long-term vision and strategy with whatever is done next in terms of ownership. So there is everything that you need to know if you would like to join. Exciting times that there's a lot being done, isn't there, let's say, but we're going to have to see how all of this plays out, because there's actually quite a lot of conversation. We'll talk about this in another video, but obviously with the sit-ins, some people were happy with the result, some people felt like not that many people sat in, but I have to say, where I was in my section of the stadium, there was a good chunk of people, and I could see them to the right and to the left as well in bunches. So yeah, I think the sit-in definitely did what it needed as well in terms of getting a message across. The atmosphere was great. It was very loud. And on the bright side, for all of us that stayed at the sit-in, we got to actually witness the cool down of the players. So it was the best supported cool down of all time. Irons. So there you have it. Those have been your Hammers headlines for today, Wednesday, the 5th of November, run in association with KUMB.com. If you haven't already, check out my video from earlier today where I was talking about all the reasons that Potts and Fernandes relationship made such a difference against Newcastle. And it could also have a huge impact in the way that we set up against Burnley. So that is all from me for now, but leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Make sure you get involved in that conversation. Give people a thumbs up, reply to them. Make sure you hit the like button on this video as well. And of course, make sure you've subscribed to West Ham Network. Thank you so much for all of you that watch regularly, week in, week out, regardless of what's going on at the club. We appreciate it so much. And one of the things that we love so much at West Ham Network is we've got so many people with such a balance of opinions, views, approaches, and it really does make West Ham Network a beautiful place. And I love that we can have a debate down in the comments where we can have differing opinions but still not attack each other. So just a reminder that I want this to stay like a really nice community where we don't all need to agree, but I don't want West Ham fans attacking each other, because ultimately we all want what's best for the club, don't we? We want wins, we want things to go well, and we need a result against Burnley, because if we can get a result against Burnley, we could start to build that momentum thing that we've spoken about 4,000 times, I think, since we last actually built momentum. But the question is, can we use this as a bit of a stepping stone to start to turn things around and not watch our fortunes fade and die? Because the season is not over. There's a lot of work to be done. And if we can play how we did against Newcastle for much of the rest of the season, I feel like the outcome will be very different to what I thought it was going to be if you'd have asked me a couple of weeks ago. So here's hoping, that was my elbow. Here's hoping that we can be pleasantly surprised and that it is a good week for the Hammers. Till next time, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, get involved in the conversation. Speak soon. Irons.